Hi, I'm Mia, and today I'm going to do a pigeon-inspired look. I know pigeon-inspired like eyeshadow has been going around for a few months on TikTok especially, and I'm obviously a little late to the party, but one of my best friends in the world is obsessed with pigeons. They're obsessed with birds in general, but like especially pigeons and seagulls. Like to the point that my mother will send me pigeon themed things with the note of "sent to Cass." So this one's for you. But I'm going to start off with the Blend Bunny X May Pang Rodin palette because I feel like that's the best course of action for the mattes at least. Because I have a black, I have a very dark blue, I have a gray, I have a few lighter colors in case I want to do like a highlight. So it works. I think I'm going to start off with a little bit of Mildew. And I'm going to use that as like my base colors and then blend out with that lighter, with the gray tone. Because even though pigeons are primarily gray, they do have like a very cool toned, blue toned gray look going on. So I feel like it'll just work. Also, I should have done my makeup so much earlier. It's 5:11 as I start this. It's just, it is so cold today. Like, it is ridiculously cold. Like, earlier it was a feel of 16, I think. So, it's cold. But I'm actually going to do kind of a halo eye today. I know, who am I? Again, I don't like halo eyes. But in my defense, my eyes are two totally different shapes. And they're just generally uneven, so that's why I don't like them, because it's impossible to make them look even, opposed to like a regular smoked out look. Not like smoked out, but like a smoky eye, or whatchamacallit, the other word, like a cut crease. So that's why I stick to those, because it's impossible. 'Tis impossible. But I also feel like this is an appropriate look to do right now, because at the time of this being filmed, it is Tuesday, November 11th, so it's the last day I'm able to do my makeup before my New York trip. And by the time this is uploaded, you will have known that I am on my New York trip. So I feel like it's appropriate to do for the last look before I take a little break. But that also means I won't be doing makeup for like 2 weeks, and like I'm gonna do my makeup when I'm there. But like regular natural makeup and not this. And then with a super tiny brush, I'm going to take some of the shade Organic and I'm going to kind of layer that in the side where the blue is to kind of get a little depth. And I honestly might blend out. I was thinking with this shade, because it's like a little cool toned purple, even though it's not the shade of purple that are usually found in pigeons, it's still like cool toned enough that I could justify. But no, I'm just kind of using this to blend edges, and then I'm going in with a clean brush to really like flick out and blend out. But like I said, I really should have done this look so much earlier. But it's so cold. My fingers are freezing. You know, live in New England. We don't turn on the heat unless it's absolutely dire. So, aka we'll turn it on once in like January. But until then, it's layering and 8 million blankets. Oh, that's not. And then with a super small fluffy brush, I'm going to take some of the shade Whisper and use that to blend out the edges a bit. Just a little. Like, it's not going to be so in your face, but like there needs to be a little something. Like, I don't know if you're going to be able to tell that this is pigeon inspired by the end of it, but I'm really hoping here. Like, really. And I am actually going to connect these two, like, over. But, yeah. I have no idea what to tell you because I haven't done anything all day. I ate KFC for lunch. I was nice and got it for my brother and I. Because it's Veterans Day, so we had the day off. I just generally have Tuesdays off, so it doesn't really matter. But, oh, my manager finally got the schedule sent over. The work week started already, obviously. But the kid who opened sent it. And I'm like, oh, you're really gonna schedule the kid that did a no-call, no-show on Wednesday to come relieve me from my shift? Like, if he was on shift with other people when other people were supposed to be there, whatever. But I have a feeling I'm gonna be stuck until it's either Wednesday or Thursday, but I have a feeling I'm gonna be stuck. I have a feeling he's not coming in because, oh, that's what it was. So I got a whole bunch of texts yesterday in the group chat between a driver who's a little stupid, I'm not gonna lie, and the manager. And I'm like, first of all, shouldn't you be texting the manager directly, not the group chat? But nobody understands that they should be texting the manager instead of the group chat. I'm like, I don't need to hear these things when I'm off. I have the conversation muted, but I looked at my phone for the first time in like 3 hours. I'm like, damn, why do I have 24 notifications in my messages? And then on a little flat brush, and this isn't really flat, but whatever, I'm going to take some of the shade Oxygen and just put it up in my brow bone. But the driver gets in, I think she said it was Sunday night. They said Sunday night. And, you know, he always comes in early but never clocks in. He just goes, gets food, whatever. And then he always eats in front, like, where the customers stay. And I'm like, girl, go downstairs. Like, just be out of the way. So, you know, he got in, store's open. When he came back, I'm assuming McDonald's, because that's all I've ever seen that man eat. The store was closed and the lights are off and the door was locked. So he asked the person who was there, he's like, oh yeah, we're closing early. But obviously the manager did not know this. And she even said, she's like, I'm also pointing a little in my inner corner. She's like, I got closing paperwork, so what the frick? Well, fun fact, the kid who did the no-call, no-show last week on me is the one who was there, and he was by himself for a mid-shift. So I think he got overwhelmed or ran out of stuff and is stupid and closed the store. Because, but also, sorry, this happened Sunday at like 6 o'clock. Why are you texting everybody about it Monday night, a full 24 hours after it already happened? So I can't wait to see what happens if that kid actually shows up for a shift. Like, I'm not putting any money on it. I really, really am not. Also, it is so cold that my nose is starting to run, so that's not ideal. I'm also going to take a little bit of humid on this very short flat brush. And I'm just going to do some lining underneath. Not in my waterline, though, because I hate getting that cleaned out. Because it always takes forever. And I'm going to do a wing. A very small one. A baby wing, if you will. A baby wing. But yeah, like I said, my friend adores pigeons. Like, they posted something on Facebook about it today. I'm like, oh, sure. You can repost a Facebook post about a pigeon, but you can't answer my text about a pigeon makeup look. But like, it was to the point that when I went to New York in July, I was sent on a mission to go see the pigeon sculpture, so they could get pictures of it. Like, even my mother sent it to me. They're like, oh my god, you need to go see this so Cass can see it as well. I'm like, sheesh. I'm like, you send me all these things from my friend, but for me? Nada. That's a lie. She sends me enough things. We'll send each other things if we're in the same room. Because sometimes it's just too long of a video to be like, oh my god, look at this. They're usually animal related, I'm going to be so honest here. Like, I think I sent her a video of Highland cows before when she was sitting like in front of me, and not like in front of me, but like in the car, and I was like, wow. But it's just one of those things that are like, eh. But clean this up just a little. I'm just using whatever leftover concealer is on my brush from doing my brows, so it doesn't really matter that much, I'm gonna be honest here. But then I'm just gonna do the tiniest bit on the inner corner. Just a little. Like, I don't want it to be a like pointy inner corner type thing, but I just want there to be a little definition there. There we go. But I'm gonna go in with some of the NYX glitter primer. I think what I'm gonna do is do a purple shimmer, kind of like where the mattes are on either side, and then a green one in the middle, and really get that vibe, question mark. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure if this is gonna really give pigeon, but like, I can try. And trying is most of the battle here. But yeah, no, like I said, most of what I did today was packing and then freezing under a blanket. I packed my mini makeup bag. There's not that much in it. Like, it's, again, I'm going for 2 days. Oh, I went for 2 days. Went at the time of this being posted. Go in at the time of this being filmed. But it's just one of those things of, it's 2 days, I have 2 concealers in there, and that's mostly because I need to mix them to get my perfect shade. I have 2 brow gels, one tinted, one like stronghold. I have 1 primer, I have 1 perfume, 1 blush, 1 lip stain, 3 lip products: Satchel lip stain, Kaja lip stain, Road lip liner. But again, it's just a very no frills kind of trip. I deserve a little bit of happiness in my life. But I'm gonna take, this is just the cover. This is the Danessa Myricks Beauty Lightwork Volume 6 Freedom Palette. This is the palette. I know, you might go, hey, a shade's missing. I already pulled it out. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of the shade Euphoria. This is the shade I'm gonna try to do. Ooh, shit. This is the shade I'm gonna try to do, like, kind of close to the mattes. This is not that purple. Shitballs. I just want one thing to go right for me. Not this week. But yesterday my makeup didn't turn out exactly how I wanted it. This isn't turning out exactly how I wanted it. And I don't have like a lot of good purple shimmers. So like, there's definitely a little bit of purple going on, but it's not as purple as I want it to be. But like I said, I'm just kind of taking that and leaving the center empty because I'm going to go in with a more greeny blue shimmer. And then same palette, I'm going to take some of the shade Release. Again, this is very blue-green based, so hopefully that will get the iridescent in the neck. And I'm gonna, there we go. I think that's looking a little better now, actually. But again, I really wanted that. Yeah. Alright, I think this is going to be relatively it for eyes. I can always add on more a little later if I so desire. But I need to go find some lashes, but I will be back in a second. Alright, I'm back with some lashes. I also did blend out a little with the Bewitched and the Luxe shade from the Blend Bunny Cosmetics Blends palette because I feel like it just wasn't doing what it needed to do. I feel like it looks a little better. I'm still not thrilled with this so far because the purple shimmers aren't shimmering how I want them to, so it's fine, everything's fine. I also procrastinated the hell out of this. It's 6:09 right now, so really need to get finished. But I'm gonna go in with the NYX Professional Makeup Plump Right Back Serum Primer. I did call and cancel a reservation today. Look at me, being an adult, using the phone. Originally, when I was making my plan for New York, I'm like, oh, you know, I'll grab the Sunday matinee of Death Becomes Her, and then I'll go get dinner at Her Name Is Han, because I really want to try that place. And then I impulse bought a Little Shop of Horrors ticket for the Sunday evening, and my reservation was originally for 6:30. The show was for 7:30, so I'm like, that may not be a good idea. Because even though it's a 3 p.m. show, 2.5 hours, so let's say 5:45 I get out at the very latest. 15 to 20 minute train ride, assuming nothing goes wrong. Like, I probably could have made it with a 6:15 reservation, but I'm like, I don't want to play those games. So, I just canceled the reservation. Obviously, by the time this goes up, the trip will be done. But I'm currently thinking maybe I can do Monday night dinner there. I don't know. But I'm gonna go in with the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Glow Serum in the shade Main Squeeze. But I more so, not that it was like keeping a secret, but I just didn't want the next 2 weeks worth of video to be, oh my god, dead dog, and then, oh my god, impulse New York trip. So, especially because I do have I kept my trip for March, obviously. It's also a non-refundable hotel, so keeping my trip for March, obviously. But it's just more of a, if I'm gonna be sad and depressed, I'm gonna go do it in New York. So, my father also asked me that the other day, because I was like, hey, you know, really don't want to go to Thanksgiving this year, besides the fact that I generally don't want to go. He's like, oh, why? I'm like, hey, they have a dog. I'm like, I don't think it's a good idea for me to spend all day with a dog. He's like, I was gonna ask how you're doing about that. I'm like, it's been 2 weeks. My brother in Christ. Like, I'm still gonna be, like, not enthusiastic. Like, I've been regressing a little, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I went to go pick her up this morning. When I took a shower the other day, opened the door, fully expecting her to be there, even though she hasn't been there for 2 weeks, and I'm like, so how can my first, like, 4-5 days be better than 2 weeks out? Don't know, but it'd be like that. I'm gonna take the Haus Labs Trichlone Skin Tech Foundation in the shade 70 Fair Neutral. Also, I misread the schedule wrong. So the kid who comes in tomorrow night is my favorite so far. He's the one that's coming in early for me so I can make my train, because my train is 4:25. And like I told the manager, I'm like, hey, I need to be out by 3:30. She has me out at 3. I'm like I'm gonna tell him to come in at like 3:30 still. So I'm out at 5 tomorrow, and he's there at 5, so I'm like, okay, I'm fine. The kid who did the no-call, no-show is for Thursday when I get out at 4. And if he doesn't show up, that means I'm stuck there until 7. Or I need to hope and pray that somebody comes in. Like, he's getting a 10-minute grace period before I text the group chat. Like, I'm gonna be mean about it. And like I said, I was mean about it last week. And then my text to her, I'm like, oh, like, thanks for letting me text the group chat, because, you know, I'm really tired of my plans being messed up by other people being late. And she didn't respond. I'm like, yeah, that's what I thought. Again, I hold myself to such a high standard, because obviously, my parents have worked food service most of their life. Well, most of my life. Because of that, I've been exposed to kitchens. I've been exposed, blah, 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 especially because I do the truck. And I'm like, it's just rude at this point. I'm like, girl. And I know the moment that I drop the ball on, not even drop the ball, but the moment I start putting in the amount of effort that they do, I'm going to be the one that gets yelled at. Because I already do above and beyond everyone else. I don't know if I can do this until February. This is from Huda Beauty. I'm actually going to go in with 2 shades. First, I'm going to go in with the shade Honey 1.7B. I'm going to do that a little more here. Because I feel like I look a little more sunken and sallow than usual. Ironically enough, the purple undertones in my eyes would work with this look. But I'm just going to do that where I usually do a slightly more burnt-in tone, but I don't want something too bright right now. Also, this is not going in my New York bag. I know. Wild. This is Royal Icing 1.1N. Still the same formula, like I said. But no, I'm taking my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer and then my Kulfi Main Match Concealer. Because mixed together, mostly Kulfi with a little bit of the whatchamacallit, NARS one makes like my perfect shade. So I lied. I did stick a on my Haus Labs ones 04, which is a little more pink, but it matches my face better because my face is very red, so my face will be, even though, you know, this matches my neck a little better, but like I said, I literally have bare minimum. But I do have 2 bags because one's a toiletry bag, one's just makeup. And I put my Nest perfume in there because I was like, oh, I don't have any like travel size perfumes, and I don't want to try to fit a full size one in there. It's supposed to be nearly 70 degrees. It's supposed to be like low 60s when I go on a Sunday. So I'm like I can wear a fruity perfume. I can justify this. Like generally I have, you know, vanilla perfumes for the winter and stuff. But if it's going to be 60 degrees, no matter what the season is, I'm going to smell like clementines. You can't stop me. So I have that in my bag. I did just buy a whole bunch of travel size products, like toiletry wise, because that way I can just keep them in my bag and use them come March, because it's not like body wash is going to expire in 4 months. So yeah. This is from Makeup Forever. This is the Artist Color Crayon in the shade Luminous Taupe. And I'm gonna want to keep it a little more cool tone today to kind of go on with the cool eyes I got going on. I mean, yeah, they're cool eyes. Haha, so funny. But cool tone is more what I meant. But yeah, it's just, like I said, I've been very kind of like numb lately, and the trip is kind of to help with that. It was a very last minute grieving decision. Like, I booked the trip 2 weeks out. I've never done anything that impulsive, and like when I booked brunch with, ironically enough, Cass, usually we do it like 3-4 weeks out because we're like, oh, you know, we need to figure out which days that we're both available. Can I afford to take a different day off? Blah, 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 blah. So usually our plans are like 3-4 weeks out. Like we planned our August Mystic trip before I even went to my New York trip in July. I lied. We have done 2 last minute things. One, I tagged along with a museum trip with one of their friends at the time. It was like a week in advance. And then a few weeks ago when we went to the circus, and it was only last minute because I won tickets like 4 days beforehand. So it was a, hey, again, the tickets were right after, the day after my dog died, but I already spent the money. I'm like, yeah, I could mourn, or I could mourn the loss of my dog and the loss of $100. One is better than 2. And then I'm gonna go in with the Huda Beauty blush filter in the shade Bubblegum. I kind of want to keep it like right high up here. I have a vibe. I don't have a vibe. No vibes. I've always been vibeless. But like I have a vision. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to execute it. Because the plan is a very pale, high blush. And maybe I'll do like a brightening powder in the inner corner just to kind of, not the inner corner, but like under my eyes, obviously. See if that will maybe do something. And this is clean. Also, fantastic news. I have this pair of cargo pants that I love that I got from Target last year, I want to say. And last week I was horrified because I thought I had a big ass stain on them. Which would have made sense because I had worn them on the truck the week prior, so I was like, oh no. And like, I was packing my bag today for New York, and my father said that. He's like, why are you packing it? He's like, it's Tuesday. You leave on Saturday. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I don't have time to come home and pack a bag and go back out before my train. I'm like, I'm just taking the bag with me on Saturday. He's like, oh, he's like, what time's your thing? I'm like, 4:25. He's like, what time are you out? I'm like, supposedly 3. He's like, oh, that makes sense. I'm like, no duh. And I'm out at 6 on Friday, so there's no time to do that then. But I was packing my bag and I like unfolded them to show my brother, because I'm like, hey, do you think this would look good? Blah blah. Because he bullies me about having no drip and then doesn't help me, and like, and I was like, I'm like, do they? I'm like, I want to wear these, but they have a giant stain. I'm like, they have giant stains on them. He's like, where? I'm like, what do you mean where? I'm like, there's one red under my pocket and red on my knees. Like, there's no stains. I'm like, so I think it was just the lighting playing tricks on me at work, making me panic. But no stains, so shout out me. Gonna bring it in just a little more, but it's not super. And then I'm gonna take the Nabla Close-Up Blur Powder Blush in the shade Petite. If I can get this open. Where does this even open from? Here it is. Again, baby pink. Just using that to set and enforce where I put the cream liquid. But yeah. They're also apparently doing some Wicked collab at work, and I'm like, girl. I'm like, I think we're just putting sprinkles on our sugar cookies. I'm like, that's embarrassing. But like, I got so excited because all of our mail recently has been coming in as either store manager or the lady that we have. So when I saw a package last week coming with my regular manager's name, I'm like, oh my god, she's actually coming back this month. And then my OG manager was like, hey, no. And I was like, why do you hate me? Why? But I'm gonna go in with a little bit of the Fenty Beauty Bright Fix Instant Brightening and Blurring Powder in the shade Lavender. I know this isn't super brightening on me, but figure the purple tones might tie in a little. Actually, no, this brightens a bit. Not as much as my expired Jacqueline one, but I also made sure to use, I don't know what I was gonna say. Actually, this works. Okay. I was a little worried there for a second, but even though it's not as brightening as my Jacqueline one, this is super smoothing. Like, girl, my under eyes, where are they? Who is she? Also, if I have to go to the bank tomorrow morning, I'm gonna be pissed at them. Because I don't think anyone's realized that I'm the only one that goes to the bank. Because technically we don't have one of our own banks. I think we use Wells Fargo or Bank of America, but either way, there's not one near the store. So we can't go get change. So I've been using my TD bank account. And I made sure to get a ton of change to put in the safe. Because we have safe change and then we have registered change. I don't think anyone's realized that. So nobody's actually counting stuff in the morning like they're supposed to. But you know, I have coins and ones in there. I don't have 5s. I came in the other day and I only had 20s. Okay, besides the coins, I only had 20s and 1s in my drawer. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. I don't get paid enough for this, man. I really, really don't. And then I'm going to go in with the Colourpop Cosmetics Super Shock Cheek Pearlized in the shade Seismic. I thought about using the purple one that I have, but I'm like, I feel like that might be a little too, not even too much, but it'll look out of place because the tone of my blush. But this is pretty and glittery, so I can be like a bird and go, ooh, shiny. You know? Yeah. Yeah. I will forever curse Colourpop's name for discontinuing the specific one. And again, how dare you have the gall to be like, oh my god, have you tried Flexitarian? have I tried Flexitarian. That was probably the first highlighter I ever bought from Colourpop. Flexitarian and Lunch Money. Oh my god, Lunch Money is so yellow, and yet I wore that every single day in high school. Like, that was my, like, I could tell you pretty much every product I would use in high school down to the T, and Lunch Money was like Lunch Money, and then the Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezi highlighter. Amrezi, whatever the gold one was. Alright, for lips, I'm keeping it super simple. I need to sharpen this the next time I use it, but this is from MAC. This is the lip liner in the shade Cool Spice. Surprise. But I want something that's supposed to be a little cooler tone, since obviously I got this going on. But gonna line. I am hoping to go to the Chelsea Flea when I'm in New York, because I just want like I want a new necklace, because turns out the one that I made when I was in New York is 2 different shades of gold, which I realized a few months ago when I was putting it on. Not a few months, a few weeks ago. I was like, oh. So, obviously, want a new necklace, and like, I do want like rings. Like, I know I can't wear them during work, but like, I want it. I'm just gonna blend this out a little. I also need to speed run, edit in. So, my ideal, because I want to film something the moment I get back from New York. And like, that would just be a New York based video. Like, what I did, why I did it, blah 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 blah. But I filmed 3 videos this weekend. So, want to get those done, obviously. I'm just taking a little bit of the Huda blush to put underneath. Not underneath, but just before my gloss. But I need to get the video that I'm posting the Tuesday when I'm on the ride home, and then I'll have Friday and next Tuesday. Honestly, I'll be okay until, I think if I manage to film on the day that I get back, which again is my ideal plan, because I'm back at like 2. With that, I think I'm good until, I don't want to say Thanksgiving. But it's done. No, I'll be good until Thanksgiving. But obviously, like to stay ahead of these things, especially with my longer New York trip going up, and again, it's not until March, but I still want to be on top of this shit. And then one last little little bit of shimmer to tie this together. This is also from Fenty Beauty. This is the, oh god, Gloss Bomb Oil Luminizing Lip Oil and Gloss in the shade Miss Jellyfish. If anyone's scared of this, don't be. It's basically all shimmer. There's not that much of a purple like tint to it. It's 90% shimmer. I do wish for them to come out with just a clear version of this lip oil, because it's one of my favorite like makeup-y lip oils I own. But yeah, I need to go fix my bangs. I almost said put on lashes. I need to go fix my bangs, and I should be back in a second. Alright, but this is the finished look. Like I said, I know my bangs are a little bit of a mess. I trimmed them a little too short, but they'll be good by Saturday, so like New York will have perfectly grown out bangs. And again, once this video goes up, my New York trip will be like a week done, but still. But this is the finished look. Color-wise, I think it's definitely a little pigeon toned. Like I said, I'm just still a little upset about that purple shimmer not being totally 100%. But I think the initial vibes are there. And I think the pale pink was the move with this. Again, I just love this lip oil so much. And yeah. But yeah, this, like I said, this is my last makeup look before New York. Like I said, I am going to make myself sit down and do my makeup when I get home. Because like I said, my Amtrak, as long as I'm not delayed, drops me at South Station at 1:55. So I should be home by 3. Sit and decompress for 30-45 minutes. I can be up here doing a look by 4 o'clock. So, but yeah.